This video is sponsored by Babbel. This is Ocean Flower Island, the largest artificial island in the world. The $25 billion development project is planned to be a tourist destination off the coast of Hainan, China. But 2 years after the island was scheduled to be fully completed, parts of the project still sit completely abandoned. The developer, China Evergrande Group, has more than $300 billion in debt and is expected to go bankrupt by the end of 2022. But all of this raises the question, will the world's largest artificial island ever be fully completed? And what was the reasoning behind building this massive development project? But first, I want to thank Babbel for sponsoring this video. Babbel is the best and easiest way to learn a new language in short 10-minute interactive lessons. The award-winning technology that Babbel uses can get you speaking a brand new language in just 3 weeks. For example, I can learn how to introduce myself in Spanish using the courses that Babbel provides. After a brief introduction, Babbel has me answering questions and teaching myself how to speak various phrases in Spanish. So far, I've learned how to greet someone and say goodbye in Spanish, with terms such as mucho gusto, which means it's a pleasure to meet you. Besides answering questions, you can learn a new language by using Babbel's built-in games, audio lessons, and live classes, taught by real language teachers. The built-in speech recognition feature allows you to perfect your pronunciation and accent. When you sign up using the link in the description, you can get 65% off your subscription and be learning a new language in just 3 weeks. Thanks again to Babbel for sponsoring this video. This is Hainan, China, a province off the coast of mainland China, home to more than 9 million residents and is known for tourism and entertainment. Off the coast lies Ocean Flower Island, a massive infrastructure project being developed by the Chinese government. The large project is being built by the Evergrande Group and is planned to be a resort located off the coast. Project planners had envisioned that the island would attract millions of tourists per year and boost Hainan's economy, similar to other artificial island projects around the world. The first plans for the project were announced back in 2010, and early signs of the island appeared in 2012, when satellite imagery captured the first leaves of the flower appearing from the ocean floor. By 2014, the main flower-shaped island began to take shape, and in 2020, all of the land reclamation work was completed. The island is broken into 3 different sections that all branch off from the center. These different sections are for all different uses, ranging from entertainment to residential zoning. The middle section of the island is mainly for tourism and entertainment, with attractions and hotels spread throughout the island. From satellite imagery, you can see many hotels and tourist attractions. Branching off on the left lies a residential zoning section of the island, which is connected to the main flower by a land bridge. This section of the island is still not completed. On the top left section of this landmass, you can see the outline for many more buildings and structures, which have not been built yet. This is a key point for later in the video. Now to the right side of the island. This was planned to be another residential zone of the island, but instead be connected to the main landmass. On this side of the island, the developer continues to build large apartment complexes that will cater to tourists and everyday residents who want to live on the island. Roughly 50% of this landmass is fully developed. Panning outwards, we can see the entire island and its true scale compared to the coastline. As you can see, this project is nearly identical to Dubai's Palm Jumeirah, being split between tourism and a location for residents to live at, although Ocean Flower Island is nearly 1.5 times larger than Dubai's Palm Jumeirah. The project is planned to bring in tourists from all over the world to visit the island, similar to other man-made island projects we have seen taking shape in the past few decades. But building this island has brought along a large amount of controversy regarding the environmental impacts it may have. Throughout the past 12 years of developing this island, the Evergrande Group has faced widespread backlash for the environmental impact this project would have. In order to build these islands, millions of tons of sand had to be reclaimed from the sea and placed in the areas where the islands planned to be built, destroying any marine life that laid in its place. This became clear in 2018, when the Chinese government temporarily suspended construction at the islands due to concerns about damage to coral reefs and marine ecosystems. But at this point, it was too late. Most of the main island had already been reclaimed from the sea, and construction has started on top of the landmass. After time, these issues were resolved, and construction did end up resuming. But even after one major setback on the construction of these islands, one of the biggest problems is the financial state of the developer. The developer of these islands is not in the best financial state to continue constructing the project for a long list of reasons. For one, Evergrande is the second largest property developer in all of China and is responsible for some of the biggest projects in the country. While they have been in charge of this project since the beginning, the company has gotten themselves into more than $300 billion in debt, and this is mainly their own fault. The company has nearly 800 unfinished projects all across China, and they are known for practicing unfair business practices. For example, Evergrande has pre-sold millions of apartments that are still not completed, leaving as many as 1.6 million people waiting to move into their new homes. The company has $350 billion in assets and $310 billion in debt. The problem is that they are struggling to sell assets fast enough to keep up with the payment on their massive amount of debt. And this large amount of debt has many experts estimating that the company will file for bankruptcy by the end of 2022. This is bad news for Ocean Flower Island, as there are still large sections of the island that need to be developed. Adding to this list of problems the developer is facing, the company now has to demolish a 39-building resort complex on the island due to violations in urban planning law. This totals to 3,900 of the island's homes that need to be demolished. These buildings are located here on the right side of the island. The company did not state when the buildings would be demolished and how it would impact the rest of the project. Recent reports have stated that the developer is working with the local government to strategize a way to avoid demolishing all these buildings. 2 years after the project was planned to be fully completed, there are still large sections of the island that still need to be developed. Now that a large section of the buildings are set to be demolished, it only adds to the long list of projects that are still unfinished on the islands. While the Chinese government created this project to rival Dubai and the tourist market it created, the uncertain future of the developer makes this plan unpredictable. While the center island is nearing full completion, the financial state of the developer makes the rest of the project very uncertain. Today, Ocean Flower Island is open to the public, with a large amount of attractions already in operation. While the project has faced multiple setbacks and backlash regarding its environmental impact, it truly is incredible that this massive development project was actually brought to a reality. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and thanks again to Babbel for sponsoring this video.